How I am related to this particular topic. So about 2 years back, we have started our own company, which is into higher education part. We've been helping people for the last close to 2 years, more than 500 people in Hyderabad. One particular thing what we do, like we don't have any tie-ups. Like we don't recommend people to any units, or like only to particular units like 5 or 6. We generally help them out to get into what are the universities they look for. That is one of the reason what we have done. We started figuring out what exactly the university offers and what kind of mistakes students do while choosing a university's path. We written a lot of blogs. We have a lot of paper articles came. So I feel like discussing on that particular topic will give us a lot of clarity. If you see my screen, this is something which I'm talking about here. Generally, there are two kind of people we have in the market. One is a student will have a plan to go to education abroad for US. Like in third year, fourth year, first he'll go and write some examinations. Maybe it can be their GRE part or IELTS, whatever it is. They don't really bother about what kind of score I need to get. First, they write exams, they get the scores, then they go to some consultancy or some online portals or Facebook groups asking about this is my score, what kind of universities I might get. That is one category. Category 2, people what they do, they have a plan. Maybe they have their seniors already studying some universities, or they have someone already they have a plan about the university specialization part, particular major, whatever it is. So what they do, they know the university where they wanted to get into, and they actually plan backwards. Okay, to get into university X or Y or Z, I have to get a score of 320 plus. My IELTS should be something like maybe about 6.5 or 7. That is different way what generally people do that. But one thing, guys, as a consultancy, as a person, what we have seen is almost all the people, they do check only the scores, but they don't check the major things what is really required for a person to get into a different university path. For example, we have seen many people who've been to one university because someone said this particular university where we can finish the MS only in 12 months. Technically speaking, in the last 1 month, I don't want to name the university name, but almost close to 30 plus people, visa officers, they rejected the offer, the visa thing, without giving any intimation. And when we try to identify which university they all apply to, it's all to one particular university. The reason, for the last 2 to 3 years, everyone started applying the same university because they can finish the MS within 12 months. So that's not only the criteria to be for a student to choose the university path. So what we can recommend is we have to check which major we are actually getting into. For example, if someone is from CSC, it's easy for him to get an admit into CSC major. If someone is from ECE kind of a thing, at least the guy should have some internship experience before getting to major change. If someone is from completely a different part, for example, it can be more like maybe a triple E guy or a mechanical, or civil, whatever it is. The problem is those particular people without having any work experience directly applying, unless until we have a very strong SOP and any LO or especially from computer science department, will not give you major, I can say major chances to get into the university part. So technically speaking, I can say we have to really check what university we are getting into, what is the course structure. So for example, there are many universities where the course structure is pretty hard. For example, people do say that this university, it's not that much easy to crack the interview, clear the examination. People tend wasting their money. For example, if I join into one particular university part first semester, couldn't able to get good scores, there is a chance I have to repeat my exams again there. Or people, what they do, without knowing all these things, they join the university later, they know that this is very tough to clear, then they start looking out for university transfer. So what happens, whatever the credits that we studied for about 3 months, 4 months, it's all like we end up in actually wasting our money and time because we are not able to clear it and we are going to suffer university part. So that's the reason what we have to do is, we have to check what is the course structure, we have to know the course duration part and cost of living, what exactly it is, and fee structure, payment schedule, and we have to see about like the scholarship funding part, whatever it is, and we have to see about on-campus jobs, whether we have assistantship and all those things, and we have to see what is the eligibility of a person to get into part-time jobs and all those things. But generally, what we do, we generally take about only about particular things like my major mechanical, my GRE score, my IELTS score. That's not the only thing. We have to check other things also. For example, I mean, I can say this blog is already available over the internet. Any person can go through it. But my intention is not to read the blog, kind of give you more information about the real-time things, what best exactly it can happen. We have few people, I can say like the same college friends, they came, they wanted to get into only one particular university called UTD. The problem is, choosing a university should not be because my friend is going, I have to go there. That shouldn't be the case. Because of this particular thing, the issue actually happened. They wasted almost close to 2 months time. We've been recommending them, saying that choosing a university should be based on your score, because out of those 3 people, 2 people have like better scores and 1 person doesn't have a better score. So that is one particular thing generally what students do. So my recommendation is, don't get into those kind of things and waste your time. That is one particular thing. And many people has questions. For example, I've been working in a company for the last 2 to 3 years. But the problem is, I wanted to get into, I tried my H1B. I'm not able to crack the H1 part in the current company. Let me go into same student visa. The problem what happens is, when we have a lot of work experience part, and we should be kind of choosing some kind of a course which is at a very high end. After having about close to 3 to 4 years of work experience, again I'm getting into something more like a typical universities which are like a 1 to 2 years guy or a fresher guy will do. That will not give you major advantage to the same thing. That is one particular part. And many people thinking that they might feel like MIS is something where, okay, for example, I'm a student, I feel like, I want to get into MS, but I hate programming. So what I'll do, I'll try to get into some kind of a MIS kind of a thing, because people do kind of told him or told her that MIS will not have major programming part. But that shouldn't be the case. Even though we take a CS kind of a thing, there are a couple of universities where they offer you a lot of managerial subjects also. And trust me guys, to get into MIS, we have to have major good scores as well and good work experience also. People do apply because of the courses without having all the information. And technically speaking, I say don't depend on any consultancy. Even though we run a consultancy part, I say don't depend on consultancy. Even if you are depending on a consultancy, I recommend all of you guys, after getting the universities list, please go through the web, open the university websites, and do recheck and cross verify the information, then start applying for it. Because end of the day, it's your career. Whatever the people say, every person has their own advantage or they don't have their own profitability part. Don't get into that particular thing. Whatever the universities, any person actually give you information part, do get into the universities part, check. That will give you a lot of information. All the people who are currently struggling to get the universities list, generally what we do, we go to some consultancy, let's say the area where you generally live in. We go and tell them, sir, this is my profile and I have an SOP, work experience, whatever it is. Can you suggest me a few universities? What people will do, they might have few tie-ups. So they start recommending you only those universities where they have a tie-up. But I can say there is one tool which we developed recently called profileevaluator.com. You guys can, it's a free tool. We don't charge anything for it. You guys can log into the tool, verify the information, give out all the information, whatever it is, let's say your previous data, experience part, scores, and your major and everything, and probably check your universities, and that tool will give you all the information about which are ambitious universities to you, which are like moderate, which are guaranteed, and which are like low profile universities for you. And if you want to know more about the universities, click on the university profile. That will give you all the detailed information about the same university part. It's not about one particular tool, profile evaluator. There are many other tools also. So my recommendation is, while choosing the university, don't depend on one particular source. End of the day, you guys have to do a lot of hard work, because if you're taking a decision just like that, you have to bear the decision, the consequence, at least for next 2 years. So even though your friend recommends or someone, and one more trend what I have seen is we have a lot of discussion forums, Facebook groups. I see many people come and tell some information part. I'm not sure how far people will give you a lot of accurate information part. Don't blindly go for it. My recommendation, whether you get it from a consultancy or from your friend, your senior, or a Facebook group or some free portal, whatever it is, please do verify the same information on the company website. Every company, if you know how to question Google, you get the answers. It's a very pretty easy part. Only thing is you have to be really careful before you choosing a university, because choosing the university, choosing your score, it all depends. There are few universities, if you choose them, they might not have a lot of campus interviews. Again, you have to end up in doing some kind of a consultancy. You go to the consultancy guy, they will say they'll start your resume floating as a market different part. So if to get into good, I can say CPT chances or OPT chances, choosing a right university, choosing right major, it always plays a major role. Don't just finalize the universities and finalize the majors just like that, because you guys have a lot of, I can say, close to 4 to 5 months time to pick up the entire part. So prepare well, do all the analysis whatever you guys can do with respect to universities part, and then only go for it. That will actually give you a lot of information back. Is there any company or bank which provide educational loan up to 40 lakhs? Yes. Credila is one of the thing, and we have many other things also. It all depends about what's your I-20 amount. It's about your financial part. It's all comes under picture. There are institutes like Credila and many other things where you can get your better loan, but I can say it's all depends about your financial part and your I-20 amount and all those things.